and some of these other marquee neutral site games like the one in Chicago when you take on Duke. But that was a good experience. I mean, those freshmen in Malik Thomas and Darius Acup, they've never seen an environment like that, Matt. They've never played in a game with that intensity level. Again, they had an opportunity to see what real college basketball is like. You think about the success they've had. They go a combined 10 of 31 tonight shooting the basketball. It's just different. I mean, you remember what it was like playing as a true freshman. You're wide-eyed, and it's just a different level when you're an upperclassman like a junior or senior playing in that type of game.
I like Nick Pringle's game. There's no question that Michigan State's a physical team and they're a well-coached team. We pressed a little bit. That's it. We fought hard. We're athletic. I think Michigan State was a little better with the fundamentals tonight, and they kind of clamped it down on us in the second half.
Want to hear from you tonight. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. We're going to hear from John Calipari. Got a few highlights that we're going to play from the game as well. There was some entertainment. You mentioned Nick Pringle there, Matt. They went big down the stretch. I was curious to see how much we'd see of Malik Ewan and Nick Pringle together in the lineup, and they were just getting pounded on the glass. I think he got out rebounded. Man, what was it? Let me find this real quick. Jeez Louise. 45-33. Got out rebounded about 12. So Cal went big. I don't know how often we're going to see that lineup throughout the season, but he featured both Malik Ewan and Pringle on the floor tonight.
Yeah, man, it's just a tough game, tough environment. How do you like that student section all the way around the game? I mean, that's how it used to feel there in Bud Walton. That was just a fun atmosphere.
Do you think the atmosphere in Bud, Matt, is going to be deteriorated a little bit just based on the reseeding and seeing some higher ups buy seats in the lower bowl relative to what fans have? What are you kind of expecting once SEC play rolls around?
Arkansas's got some of the best fans in the world, man. If we put a good product out there, they'll show up.
And I think this team, despite losing tonight, again, it's an early loss. I expected them to lose this basketball game. I was hoping towards the end that I was wrong. Just had a couple freshman mistakes early on in this one. We got a text early here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. This one comes from Matt in Huntsville. He's mad that he feels like Arkansas hasn't won a game since since the beginning of September. Matt, you think about what this fan base has gone through. You're talking about them for a sec. So you beat Arkansas State in game number 2, and I know you got that first official win against Southern the other night, but really not a lot to cheer about lately if you're an Arkansas basketball or football fan, unfortunately.
Man, I think we get a game next week, so just keep on trying, I guess, until they tell you to go to class.
Hog Wild and Van Buren, when the Hogs football team isn't there to let you down, the basketball is right there to pick up the slack. Again, guys, it's early. It's a Hall of Fame matchup in those two. I wasn't expecting. I don't know how many people were so hyped up and thought they were going to win this basketball game. Matt, listen, I'm not a morals victories guy, but you played. How much more can you learn in a loss than you can a win in a game like this?
Well, Coach Cal use it and go back and have some teaching moments. There's plenty out there, and it's just this team's going to look totally different in 5 months. They're babies. So I was proud of the way they fought. I mean, it's two good teams, man. Both those teams could be in the Final Four. I think. I mean, Michigan State couldn't throw it in the ocean, but man, they had athletes up and down the roster. They got after it. I mean, I could see both those teams can make it to the Final Four.
We really appreciate Sawyer's Sunrooms, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and Rudy's Barbecue on MLK being a part of our Hog Reaction coverage. These are awesome partners that we've had in various different capacities. I know Sawyer's and the Stadium Shop has been a part of our pre- and post-game coverage, so happy to have them on once again. We're going to take a short break. Again, Todd Richardson, Matt Jones, it's Hog Reaction. The Arkansas Razorbacks fall to the Michigan State Spartans 69-66 in a close one in East Lansing. More to get to after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer's, and by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Equipment down, got a leak, lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Crisp air, colorful leaves, and the perfect season to get moving. It's fall at True Grit Running Company. Whether you're hitting the trails, walking the neighborhood, or cheering from the sidelines, we've got the shoes, apparel, and accessories to keep you comfy and supported. From cozy layers to top brands like Hoka, Brooks, and Ufos, fall into your new favorites today. Stop by True Grit Running Company on Riders Avenue in Fort Smith, right behind Chick-fil-A. This autumn, let your journey start with True Grit.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cole Johnson with River Valley Smile Center. If you're struggling with missing teeth or tired of loose, uncomfortable dentures, I want you to know there's a better option. With full arch dental implants, we can create a smile that's strong, secure, and looks completely natural. These aren't traditional dentures. They're fixed in place with implants, so they don't slip or cause pain. You can speak, eat, and smile with confidence like you're used to. I've seen firsthand how life-changing this solution can be for our patients. It's why I love what I do. Give us a call at 479-646-0706 or visit rivervalleysmiles.com. Let's rebuild your smile together.
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Acuff to Thomas, and 3 from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hot Reaction, presented Real Texas Barbecue.
Leads the break, carries all the way to the rim, and he dunks it with one hand.
Tune in to Hog Reaction after every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN Arkansas. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Matt, I know it's our first basketball hog reaction of this season, but I probably, like yourself, watched some college football today. Vanderbilt gets it done in overtime against Auburn. Alabama currently up on LSU. Georgia pounds Mississippi State. Any football game or storyline stand out to you today?
Man, I watched Tottenham and Man United go 2-2 this morning. That was a pretty wild battle. You get Liverpool and Man City tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. No, I think the SEC held serve. I mean, everybody you kind of thought was going to win, I think, won. There wasn't really any upsets this week in the SEC. I mean, Indiana dodged one, though.
Ooh, that was a great game. For those that didn't watch, Indiana had one of its worst showings of the season and still resulted in a victory over Penn State. How about that, is it Mendoza? I think that's his name, Matt. Have you gotten a chance to watch much of him in play this year?
Zero Indiana football this year.
Well, they finished in an epic conclusion at the tail end of that game. That number 3, I couldn't tell you his name. He's a really good wide receiver for Indiana. Had one of the best catches of the year. You got Indiana fans saying it's the best catch in the history of their program, but they squeaked out a big one in Happy Valley.
You know, you kind of worry if Indiana was playing Georgia, who would you take? You know, if Indiana was playing Alabama, who would you take?
Mm-hmm.
If they were playing A&M, I think I'm taking all. They're playing Ohio State. You know, I don't know Indiana. I don't think they're top 4 or anything.
What's your stance on the Big Ten versus the SEC? Because it's been a hot button topic, Matt, with the conference winning the last 2 national championships, Michigan and then Ohio State and Indiana. I know kind of right there in the pecking order for that. Ohio State, number 1 team in the country. What do you feel right now between those conferences? Is it closer than maybe we want to admit?
Well, depth-wise, you got to go SEC. But if the Big Ten wins a 3rd straight national title, they'd have to be the best, right? I mean, you win 3 in a row. That's pretty good at something.
That's kind of my stance on it too, Matt. Is like SEC fans can say all this, but if you lose 3 straight, and especially if your team's in it, or if you get beat on the way, like we've seen the last 2 years, it's a lot more difficult to say that. You can talk about top to bottom, but at the end of the day, the champion, the cream, the crop, the creme de la creme is rising. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, back to basketball. I don't know what the Big Ten's going to look like in basketball this year. We know Michigan State came into this game ranked number 22, Arkansas 14. You'll drop a few spots, but it's not going to be that much. Big game today, Matt. I didn't watch any of this, but they did see the score. Alabama goes into Madison Square Garden and pours 103 on St. John's this year as they defeat the Red Storm 103-96. You had a couple other games today that get just non-conference games, not really of note. Oklahoma's playing out west in Spokane here in about 15 minutes against Gonzaga. But we're talking about the SEC and the durability in conference and in football. Matt, basketball-wise, you played stiff competition tonight. You're going to face it night in, night out, really, once it starts on January the 3rd.
Where do you got Nate Oates? You got him top 3 SEC basketball coach?
Man, he's been to 1 or 2 Final Fours? I forget.
He's tough, man. He's always got him going, man. You look at him the last 4 or 5 years, nobody wants to play Alabama.
And I think it's annoying, Matt, for a lot of Arkansas fans having to go and play that game once again in Tuscaloosa. When you guys played, I think Mark Godfrey was the coach back then. I think they had one season where they were pretty good, but that's definitely a different Alabama team than when you played, right?
Man, they're all tough. You remember Mo Williams, who was
yeah.
first rounder, played for the Bucks. He was playing. I saw him and Pargo go at it one night. It was pretty fun. But yeah, man, Alabama's they always have athletes. But yeah, Nate Oates has them going.
Gennaro Pargo, man, that's so cool that you got to be a teammate of his. Matt, I love watching him. You talk about one of the most underrated shooters, and I've heard you talk about just his practice and skill set. He would be such a difficult guard if I was an opposing player. He could pour in 30 in a half. You look up and he's canned like 6 threes in a half. It seemed like with him.
Man, when you play with better players, your game tends to play a little better as well. Pargo was a stud.
So what did you – and Arkansas's got plenty of talent on this roster. Carter comes back in, doesn't play a lot tonight. Carter Knox, who I'm talking about. Less than 20 minutes, not much of a factor. He was -3 in the plus-minus. Ends up with 4 rebounds, does not score in this game. Matt, is that just a case of rust? That's kind of what I took it as. What did you take it as?
I just thought the team, he's a little rushed, just catching up with the speed. Anytime you miss a couple weeks, it takes you a little bit to catch up. But I don't think that the team just played young. It's first, it was a big game. It's kind of, it was that you could tell they were trying, but it was almost like just relax and breathe. Like let's work on some breathing exercises. Just kind of collect yourself because that was a crazy environment. That looked fun. Like if you could play every basketball game in that environment, that's how you won it. That was awesome.
I think the term that was being used on the television broadcast was pressing. And again, you're way early on in the season, Matt. When you have, take us back a little bit when you had those initial games, people are still trying to figure one another out. There are some guys that have played together, being that they were on the team last year, but for Malik and Darius, that they have played in an offseason together and playing a couple exhibitions and one real game. Like, how long, in your opinion, does it take for that chemistry to really take hold and take place on a college basketball team?
Yeah, these kids play a lot of summer ball. They've been playing a while. You just keep getting reps. That's all you can do. Just keep getting reps. Sometimes it'd be tough, and sometimes it'd be a little easier. It's hard sometimes to play to your level of competition, but if we give that type of effort that we gave tonight, this team's going to be all right. The effort was there.
You get UCA on Tuesday, and then the Samford game, I believe, is that this next Friday. Winthrop, Jackson State, and then the big game, the Boozer Twins, Duke, on Thanksgiving Day. That's the game on CBS in Chicago. That's going to be a marquee matchup. You follow that up 7 days later, whatever it is, against Louisville at home Wednesday night. So, Matt, you kind of, and no disrespect to the 4 opponents I listed before Duke, but definitely not the same competition that you'll face in John Shire's squad. Maybe get some confidence a little bit before you play maybe the best freshman duo, or one of them at least in the country, that will be competing with your freshman duo here in a few weeks.
Yeah, get back to basics, get back to, 2-hand passes, get back to crashing the boards. And you see what Michigan State's trying to do against this Arkansas team, and other teams that try it too. They want you to shoot from the outside because our guards are so explosive. They can beat anybody off the bounce, but the way they play team defense is to make you shoot it outside. And if you go a little cold, and then it gets tough. And I thought early in the first half, I thought we really did good in the transition game. And then in the second half, Michigan State just kind of clamped down on us, and we couldn't do much.
Matt, on the rebound subject and the 3-point, you bring up both things that I wanted to talk about. You get out-rebounded by 12 in this game. That was an area that Arkansas struggled in a good chunk last season. And then you shoot 25%, 7 of 28 from the 3-point line. What was a more glaring issue for you?
The lack of physicalness. We quit being aggressive at times, settling for the 3. That's what I mean. That's what Michigan State wants you to do. That's how our guards are so good that you want to make them outside shot. Not that we can't hit the outside shot, but that's what you want to make them do, because if you don't, any one of our guards can have 30 on you if you just let them attack the hoop.
And you mentioned not being aggressive enough. Here's Cal after the game talking about just that. Take a listen.
It just didn't look right. None of it. We start the game, instead of throwing the ball ahead, it took me subbing everybody calling 2 times, throw the ball ahead and start lane touching. We took 28 threes. Come on. 28. I mean, okay, and you lose. How about if 5 of those were threes? Then you won. Or 5 of those were twos, I mean, instead of,
Instead of the 28 that they jacked up. And Cal kind of talked about it early on in the week and how physical that this team was going to be when they're walking into and whatnot. So he knew, and obviously he's coached against Tom Izzo before. It's one thing to play an exhibition game while it's still some decent opponents in Cincinnati and Memphis, and then you play a team like Southern, and then you walk into an environment like that, and you got punched in the mouth a little bit tonight, Matt.
Well, Arkansas punched back. I mean, we were up at halftime. It's just they turned it on in the second half. I thought if we give this effort, if Arkansas plays like this and learns from this, we'll be fine. Michigan State, yeah. I mean, if you look at that team, that team would finish 5th maybe in the SEC. 4. I mean, if they could beat. I mean, I think that would be a top half of a team. I mean, that Michigan State's a really good basketball. And then that environment, that atmosphere, you could tell we were pressing a little bit early. And just, I mean, I don't know if you kind of wore yourself out there. And then when you wear yourself out, then you start settling. Same concept. We got to stay aggressive and shoot more free throws than the other team. You got to stay aggressive.
You mentioned the end of half. Before we go to break here at Hog Reaction, again, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Sawyer's Sunrooms, and also Rudy's Barbecue. Darius Acuff makes that 3 at the end of half, and then you have that tip back at the tail end. So a lot of action at the tail end, and Arkansas had some chances at the end of the game to get up a couple three-point tips, and it just wasn't meant to be for the Razorbacks tonight. Quick break, Hog Reaction, Matt Jones, Ty Richardson, more after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer's, and by Rudy's, real Texas barbecue.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's hand-patted burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Sharp Equipment is thankful for the proud and honorable men and women of our military who sacrifice their lives and their families' emotions for freedom every day. They are forever grateful for their dedication to our country. They pray for our courageous military troops and their families. This happy Veterans Day to our troops is courtesy of Sharp Equipment in Van Buren, Arkansas, where current and prior military personnel receive 10% off every purchase as a small token of their thanks. Sharp Equipment would like to remind everyone that we live in the land of the free thanks to the brave.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
I've got a confession to make. I'm on my phone way too much, and most of the time, it's a waste. Hey, it's Ty Richardson for JamMart gas stations and convenience stores. There are some apps that are worth your time, such as the JamMart Rewards app. It includes top deals, the latest promotions, plus rewards that keep you coming back. Anytime I stop by the pump or register, my loyalty number is being utilized. Keeping up with my points and offers is easy. Download the JamMart Rewards app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience stores in Arkansas.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
It's Black Friday every day in November on hundreds of items at Jaeger's. Blackstone Iron Forged 2-burner outdoor griddle is only $279.99. Craftsman 9-gallon wet dry vac only $59.99 after $20 instant savings. DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, charger, bit, accessories, and contractor bag is only $149 after $70 instant savings. Order online and pick up in 15 minutes at all 5 Jaeger's locations. Jaeger's 80s Hardware. Real milk, real savings.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Acuff to Thomas, open 3 from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete.
Tonight's postgame coverage is also provided by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Leads the break, carries all the way to the rim, and he dunks it with one hand.
Tune in to Hog Reaction after every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN Arkansas. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
We got too many guys judging like it's 8th grade how many points I scored. Now, why didn't you come up with those loose rebounds? Why are you trying to tip every ball with one hand? Why on the defensive end were you not where you're supposed to be?
That was John Calipari following Arkansas' 69-66 loss to the Michigan State Spartans tonight. Matt Jones, Ty Richardson. It's Hog Reactions presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Hey, listen, they're with you, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, you name it. They can help you get ready for that special game day. Owned by Razorback alums, Arkansas alumni, Tommy Bahama, Comfort Wash. If it's Razorback, they've got it. Always tailgating before tip-off at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Shop on Razorback.com. That's shop on Razorback.com. And by Sawyer's Sunrooms, your source for sunrooms, patio covers, concrete. It doesn't matter what the team says. Give Buzz at Sawyer's and at Sunrooms a call. He's been making quality affordable for over 30 years, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Licensed contractor from concept to completion. 100% financing is available. Let Sawyer show you how to make quality affordable. Visit Sawyers-sunrooms.com. That's Sawyer-sunrooms.com. Matt, and also brought to you by Rudy's Barbecue, Real Texas Barbecue on MLK. Man, I'll tell you, those breakfast tacos are to die for. They are fantastic. Again, we really appreciate all 3 of our partners being a part of Hog Reaction as we get it going. Matt, when do you kind of lock into basketball? When do you start watching other games? It's November right now. It's football. You were talking about soccer a little bit earlier. When do you start paying attention to maybe some other SEC teams?
Man, I'll watch the Hogs play, no question about that. It's going to be a totally different team here in a little bit. I mean, you heard it. They got to get back to fundamentals and back to basics. We all know how you take out Brazil, and that you just be physical with him, and he goes inside himself. And that's what I talked to Aaron Torres about that on Friday. It's like you know how it is, but you get somebody that's a little bit timid, and then Brazil goes off. And so he's got to work on that a little bit because that's kind of the notebook on him. And so, Izzo knows that and totally took him out of his game.
And I thought, the term girth. I mean, Mississippi State just has some guys that are thick, right? And Arkansas's got some athletic guys, but they're a little more slender. And I thought Arkansas, again, got taken advantage in the post several times, an area that Cal's talked about. You got to be able to throw it in. But for TB, I thought one of the things that hurt him, Matt, there was that ticky-tack, flop foul that was called on him. He had 3 fouls. He was having to play with 3+ fouls for at least 10+ minutes in that second half, and he was scared, I felt like, a lot of times to play the type of defense he could. Got a couple tips here and there, but just he couldn't play his full self because he didn't want to pick up that 4th and 5th foul.
Yeah, got to be a leader. Got to know you can't foul. You're one of the best players on the team. We got to have you out there. You don't do us any good making freshman mistakes and getting in foul trouble in a big game on the road. We need you out there.
Physical game tonight, but only 36 fouls between the two schools. Arkansas with 21, Michigan State with 15. I had wondered, Matt, kind of coming into this game, would this be a ref fest? Would we see an excess amount of whistles? And while the game was physical, and trust me, guys were getting clocked here and there, didn't seem like we had too much of going to the line tonight.
I like just be consistent. That they could have probably called as many fouls as the ref threw against Mississippi State in the second half. I mean, there was a foul about on every play, but just be consistent. As players, they'll figure it out, and sometimes they tighten up in the second half going down the stretch a little bit, and they might call a couple more fouls. But I thought the refs were pretty consistent all night.
Text here out of the 417 in Missouri. Positive outlook. We played Michigan State at their place to a 1-possession game and didn't get a lot from Trevin Brazile or Carter Knox. 3 total points for those guys will be fine, and is a learning experience for this basketball team. I wonder, from a scoring distribution, Matt, who do you anticipate being the leading scorer on this team?
Man, that's a good question. I think there could be about 8 different guys could lead the team in scoring in any game in the SEC. I think it could be a kind of a who's who, kind of a take your guess. No question Acuff can fill it up, but there's a lot of guys that can score. I don't know. You haven't seen a lot. You really don't know who the starting lineup's going to be, because the lineup we went out with tonight, I like Billy Richmond when he starts. I like that. I like Pringle, but you got to think Carter Knox is going to start, and who else? Who's going to be the starting 5 going forward?
Yeah, they've switched it up a little bit with Carter, as you mentioned, being out, but he did end up playing tonight. Played slightly under 20 minutes, but it's going to probably look different now than it will be when it rolls around in March. Matt, I remember you talking about this with fall camp. The guys that you felt like were starting fall camp a lot of times ended fall camp and headed into the season with starters. Do you anticipate major lineup changes by the end of the year? Or are we going to see kind of what we've seen, or what are you kind of thinking that might look like here in a few months?
Yeah, you got to earn your playing time. Get into the gym, show coach you care. This team's so deep and so talented. I don't know. I don't think they know really. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys that, depending on the matchups, you can kind of mix it up a little bit, but there's about 2 or 3 starting lineups that I like. I don't know what he'll go with. Maybe he changes up based on matchups or who's having a better week in practice. You kind of got to earn it. So that's the good thing about this team, is there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of talent on this team.
Comment from Grant on YouTube. Another 3-point loss in Arkansas sports. Man, it's tough to swallow. They will bounce back, but it feels familiar. Yeah, I hadn't thought about the differential, just 3 points, but he's right. This one comes from Tea Time. Guys, they played well in a hostile environment, and we couldn't catch a break. Had shots to extend the game and came up empty. Lots of talent, and it's going to be fun to watch. You think about really that sequence, Matt, at the end where Darius Acuff gets pulled up in the air. Maybe they call a walk on that guy moving his pivot foot. Who I don't think that what's his face Fears finished with a field goal tonight. He was 0 for 7, which was kind of jarring to me. But then you have a couple chances. Malik misses, Trevin misses, and I mean, you still had a chance to tie it up at the end of the game. It's not like they got blown out. You just would have liked to want to see one of those go down and maybe squeak it out in overtime.
Man, I could see these two teams playing again. I think that's why Coach Cal, that's why he got this the teams that made the Elite Eight last year. He knows that this team right here, that Michigan State team, if they learn how to shoot, man, that's a Sweet 16 team. Who knows what side of the bracket they get on, trying to get matchups. I could see those two teams playing together in March.
They win by 3. I know they weren't home, but they went 1 of 14 from the 3-point line, Matt. 1 of
They
4.
couldn't. They remind me of Texas A&M a little bit. How Buzz used to have them. Just go get the rebound. We'll get second, and they did because they can. They're physical, man. They crash the boards.
I continue to get to some of these comments. This comes from Collier on Facebook. He's tired of saying they're a good team. If we're looking to take the next step and be elite, we've got to win games like this. He feels like they're going to lose 5 games before SEC play. I think 5 might be a little much. Do they beat Duke? Do they beat Louisville? We'll have to wait and see, but I don't anticipate they're going to lose 5 games in non-conference map before this thing gets going on January the 3rd against Tennessee.
I didn't think they'd lose the first 5 conference games last year when they did.
Good point.
Coach Cal has his process. There is, man. I'm with you, Ty. There's a lot of talent on this team. If you're a Razorback basketball fan, are you not excited about the talent you saw? I mean, there was athletes all up and down the court.
Yeah, and athleticism was on display. You saw Billy, you saw Darius. Darius had a play in that game tonight where he split 2 defenders and took it to the rack. We used that term like pressing a little bit earlier. For him, he's not going to get to play in Michigan. I don't think there's an NCAA tournament side or anything else, Matt, and I don't think there's a game on the schedule where they'll go up north as close as it would be to Detroit. That was probably a very emotional game for him. Won a state championship in Detroit. Played at IMG Academy, I guess, the 2 years after, and having a chance to play in front of not just his family, but obviously in front of a bunch of Razorback fans. I would guess there was a little added pressure on him that he maybe put on himself tonight.
Yeah, you win and lose as a team. Again, I thought as a team, as a collective, that we were a little sped up, that, Michigan State and that atmosphere kind of got to us. And that's why I think that's why Coach Cal scheduled that, is to get that feeling. And they're not going to play in a whole lot of better atmospheres than what they just played in tonight.
No, sirree. Quick break. It's Hog Reaction. Ty Richardson, Matt Jones, brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and Rudy's Barbecue. More after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Looking for a roofing company you can trust? Meet Three Ladies in a Roof, your locally owned, certified, insured, and bonded roofing company. Three Ladies in a Roof can handle everything from start to finish with honesty, quality, and integrity. A hard-working company that knows roofing. Go with the crew that gets it done right. Three Ladies in a Roof stands behind their roof so you can stand under it. Call 501-658-3193. Three Ladies in a Roof, helping you with all your roofing needs. Ready to serve the River Valley.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back, and it's still bigger and better than any chicken sandwich out there. More chicken strips, more Monterey Jack cheese smothered in buffalo and ranch, all on a 5-inch bun. There's so much crispy, cheesy, saucy goodness, you may find yourself speechless when someone asks what's your favorite part. Not because you can't find the words, just because it's hard to talk when your mouth's full with this much deliciousness. The Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back for a limited time. What a burger.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Sharp Equipment is thankful for the proud and honorable men and women of our military who sacrifice their lives and their families' emotions for freedom every day. They are forever grateful for their dedication to our country. They pray for our courageous military troops and their families. This happy Veterans Day to our troops is courtesy of Sharp Equipment in Van Buren, Arkansas, where current and prior military personnel receive 10% off every purchase as a small token of their thanks. Sharp Equipment would like to remind everyone that we live in the land of the free thanks to the brave.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Acuff to Thomas, open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete.
Tonight's postgame coverage is also provided by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Leads the break, carries all the way to the rim, and he dunks it with one hand.
Tune in to Hog Reaction after every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN Arkansas. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Man, I'm just seeing this score. Kentucky beat Florida 38-7 tonight in Lexington. 38-7. One of the coaches, Billy Napier, that has been fired in the SEC, along with Hugh Freeze, Sam Pittman, of course, and also Brian Kelly. Didn't necessarily expect that outcome tonight, brother.
Arkansas's the worst team in the conference.
Isn't that wild?
0-5. Every other team has a victory.
You
think we get one? You think we find a way to?
No.
Yeah.
And I hate, I know you don't like being negative. You're just honest. I don't like being negative. Just try to be honest. I don't know how you can look at this team and be like, man, they're going to win a game against LSU, Texas, or Missouri. I guess if you look, LSU can't score. We'll see if Michael Van Buren ends up being their quarterback next weekend. Texas looks a little bit better. Arch starting to get some things cooking. In Missouri, their offense is bad outside of their running game, backup quarterback. So, I'm trying to find the positives. I can't see them winning, Matt, and I hate that. They're going to go 0-8 in this league this year.
Yeah, facts don't care about your feelings. That's for sure.
It's just part of it. There's I love the graphics of different fans after losses, and there's a few fun ones of Florida Gator fans tonight. Matt, between those jobs, Auburn, Florida, LSU, we know where Arkansas is on that order. Who do you think is going to end up making the best hire in your opinion?
Man, those are awesome. I mean, any job in the SEC is amazing. You look at LSU, they you think that like Lane Kiffin would fit like national championship.
Mhm.
Lane goes to LSU, national title. But why would he leave? You know, Rhett Lashley signed up. The coach at Indiana got signed up. Everybody that's winning, the game's just a little bit different. So who knows? I know they got a lot of money to go get whoever they want, and there's just certain jobs that you have so much talent. I mean, I'm always surprised when Florida's not good. There's so much talent around there. They get the right coach. Florida be all right, LSU be all right. Yeah, it's tough, man. SEC's tough.
Yeah, I think about the Gators and the success that they've had in different, whether it's Urban Meyer or Spurrier. It is just shocking to me. And Miami is good. Florida State's bad. It's just amazing to me that you don't have one of those schools winning a national championship or getting to the college football playoff each and every year, and there not being any lapse or whatsoever. And to your point about Lane Kiffin, Matt, I tend to kind of agree with you. It's like, man, why not just stay put in Oxford? Yeah, you've lost one game all season. You're probably going to end up beating Florida. You got Mississippi State, which I would think might be a tough game. But Matt, they're 2 wins? I'm looking at the schedule. They're 2 wins away from the college football playoff. And they might still be able to lose and go, but they're going to the college football playoff with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, Ole Miss is in, man. That quarterback they have, that was the best decision that happened. You know, kind of fate when it's you can't fight fate, man. That's that quarterback they had, that young kid, and then they put the veteran in there that just running the offense and not making mistakes, man. Ole Miss, Georgia, Bama, A&M. I mean, has Marcel Reed done enough to be in the Heisman conversation?
Gotta be. I mean, you think about the heights that Mike Elko and him are taking Texas A&M to. They go on the road and defeat Missouri again today. Another top 25 win for the Texas A&M Aggies. It looks like we might be headed for a Texas A&M and Alabama SEC championship game. I saw, Matt, I'm going to have to pull up the tie-breaking rules. I saw this video of the Texas high schools flipping a coin at a gas station, determining which 2 of the 3 teams were going to the playoffs. It's not going to be like in the SEC, but we're going to have a tiebreaker, I think, here in a few weeks, bud.
Who's the tiebreaker?
It's probably going to be Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas A&M, Georgia. I mean, I would think that you're potentially going to have a few teams that are one loss, or maybe just Alabama.
Do you think the SEC could get 5 in? Do you think there's a way they get five teams in?
That's a good question, man. Can the Southeastern Conference get 5 teams in the college football playoff? I thought they were sure getting in 4 last year. They only got in 3.
They're getting 4 this year for sure.
Yeah, I think 4. I can't see them going past that because the Big Ten's going to have Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State. And I might be missing a Big Ten team, but those are at least 3 right there. You'll have that automatic group of 5 team. You'll have the ACC champ, the Big 12 champ. I think 4's the cutoff for me, but maybe there's going to be a lot of teams. Vanderbilt won again today, Matt. They're still not out of it.
Dude, that team's so scrappy. They're so fun. I actually did watch a little bit of that game. I turned it on because I had my upset was Auburn. I thought Auburn would give Vanderbilt fits, and they did. But, man, Vanderbilt just kept chopping wood.
Well, the thing about Vandy, Matt, they've only lost 2 games on the road in Tuscaloosa and in Austin. So it's not like they have a bad loss, and they lost by 3 to Texas. And the Alabama game, Pavia did not look good, threw a couple picks. I know he's doing the fake Neal thing, but I'm like you, man. That's a scrappy team. I like watching Clark Lee's team compete, and I'm hoping they win out and have a chance to make their first ever college football playoff.
Oh, it's so much theater. The last 2 weeks of college football regular season, it's so fun. There'll be a couple upsets.
So we got a few weeks for Arkansas basketball. You got a Hall of Fame coach. Matt, what's kind of your gut on how they're going to go about this hire? Do they somehow, some way get a blue chip like they did with Cal and fool us all and somehow, some way make this happen? Or is it just going to be a group of 5 guy that you think they ultimately get? Or is it an Arkansas connection?
You know, I think if they win, if they can win 2 of these last 3, I think Petrino could be the guy. If not, I'd see him going, Memphis, Tulane, somewhere like that, and getting to somebody who's young and a little enthusiastic, somebody who wants to compete every day. You go get a blue chip guy that they don't have the same resources that they're used to.
Yeah.
You look at different things, but yeah, I don't know. They don't ask me what they should do, but I hope they get it right. I'm pulling for them.
Me too. All right, back to tonight's 69 to 66 loss. Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. Matt, I know offensively the team let itself down tonight, but defensively, I mean, again, you held Michigan State to 1 of 14. You held them to less than 70 points. They only ended up shooting only 41% for the game. Listen, I know you lost the game, and I'm going to call it like it is, but your defense at times played pretty good tonight. You would have liked to force some more turnovers. They only finished with 4. I'd say 14. 14's not bad. Same number as you. But the defense was pretty good tonight outside the rebound issue.
Man, Michigan State, they remind me of Texas A&M. That's for sure. They could not shoot it, but they were tough. They were scrappy, and the thing was, it was fundamentals on the Hogs' part. But yeah, the way we played, I thought they rotated some good early. Then we kind of got out of sorts a little bit. I don't know if Izzo made some adjustments or if Michigan State settled down a little bit, but they man, we one possession game. You can't say too much. I like this team, man. I like how they fight. That's for sure. They gave effort 100%, and they'll get better. Go in there and watch some film, see some mistakes you made, see some good things you did. And learn from it and let's go. I mean, this is it's only game 2.
Yep. Let's go to Adam in Fayetteville here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Adam, what's up, man?
Hi guys, how are y'all doing tonight?
We're good. Happy to have you on. What you got?
I just wanted to make it quick. If this is our early of the season struggles, we only lost to Michigan State at Michigan State in a brutal environment by 1 possession. Had it down to the last 4 seconds. With our core made up so much of freshmen, I really like where the team is headed. It's always disappointing to lose, but this is a great kind of loss, if there even is such a thing. I would gladly take this over getting blown out or something. I'm very confident in this team. That's all. Thank y'all.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, I think some fans are taking it that way, and you can be mad, you can be ticked off, or you can point out what Adam just did. I mean, it's a top 25 team. It's a Hall of Fame coach, and he's at home initially in the season. They're going to be a lot better here in a few months. Arkansas is going to be a lot better in a few months, and that's kind of the similar stance I think a lot of fans have had in this game tonight. Again, if you want to call or text us like Adam just did, Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963 here on Hog Reaction. Brought to you by Sawyer Sunrooms, the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and Rudy's Barbecue on MLK. And Matt, it's a little different in basketball than football because you've got several weeks, couple months of non-conference play, some good teams, some bad teams. Then you think about non-conference play for football where some teams are still playing non-conference games later on in the season, so the adjustment is always, I think, kind of peculiar to me. But they're going to have, again, we talked about this a little bit earlier, you'll have a few games before you play Duke here in about 3 weeks on Thanksgiving. That adjustment's going to have to take place. You play 4 other teams that are not the same caliber. It's just nice that you're scheduling competition this early to prepare Arkansas for what's to come in March.
Oh man, a lot of good lessons. A lot of good lessons to glean from this game. Man, I like our young talent. Billy Richmond looks like he's put on 12 pounds. I don't know what he came in as a freshman, but man, that dude looks I'm telling you, we could put him out on the football field. He turn him into a defensive end, make him an edge rusher. He could get at least 4 sacks in his last 3 games.
Jamal Anderson, top old wide receiver.
Oh my goodness, that dude. He's I like our squad, man. Got a lot of athletes. They're learning how to become basketball players, and Coach Calla coach them up. But they competed. I mean, that's what you can say. And you just get back. I thought Michigan State beat us with the fundamentals. They were a little better in the basics. But man, that atmosphere. What a home court, man. If you were a high school kid, would you not want to go play? I mean, even if you're a college transfer, would you not want? That's how every college game should be played, right there. That looked fun.
Billy's got a 3-point shot now too.
Darius in the corner. Richmond's open. 3-ball goods from Billy.
Wow.
Richmond with a 3-pointer, and Arkansas goes back up 23-22.
I think he only hit 2. I want to say Chuck said on the broadcast that Billy had only hit 2 all of last season. Hopefully he doesn't get 3-point happy. He took 4 tonight. I think that the number you want him to be is closer to 2. But Matt, he's definitely, whether it's the exhibition games or getting to see him hit that stroke down, he's definitely been working on that in the offseason.
Oh man, he's Duke can shoot it. If you can shoot 73%, from the free throw line, that's what he shot last year. He shot 73% from the free throw stripe. I mean, you can make threes. Just have some confidence, and keep working. And that tells me he likes the game. If you get into the gym and what's a weakness? All right, tell me what one of my weaknesses is, and I'm going to get into the gym and I'm going to work at it. That means he loves it. I like that about him, man. That's pretty cool.
When you think about that transition, your freshman to sophomore year, I mean, you're getting hit with a fire hose going from high school to your freshman year, just the competition. You talked about having to guard Tayshaun Prince back in the day, which I would guess would just be one of those.
No chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
What does that look like in an offseason, and just how much better have you seen players over the years jump from their freshman to sophomore year?
Yeah, look at Ronnie Brewer. I got to play with him as a true freshman. He was the best player on the team as a true freshman. Played another year. Joe Johnson, another guy. That's the big jump, I think, in college basketball. That doesn't mean you can't have jumps in different times. I mean, Pringle's his 5th different school in 5 years, and he's had success varying ways in at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that and DJ Wagner, I thought, made his best jump last year. If you look, so that would have been year 3. So it happens. Everything matures at a little different pace, but for the most, that's the biggest jump you see. I'd have loved to have seen Anthony Black. I mean, I know he was or Jordan Walsh off that team come back for another year, and I think that's why everybody's so excited about Carter Knox, because that's what everybody's expecting. They're expecting a big time jump from Knox this year.
Yeah, and Carter again coming back a little rusty. I think he's going to be potentially the best player on this team. I don't really care who it is. I just think Carter's got a very high ceiling based on what we saw in the NCAA tournament from him last year. All right, another quick break. It's Hog Reaction. Ty Richardson, Matt Jones. More to get to after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer's, and by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyer's. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We will be live at Blue Ember Smokehouse Monday, November 17th at 8000 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Order one of their whole turkeys, juicy turkey breasts, or flavorful pit carving hams, all slow smoked the Blue Ember way. And don't forget your favorite sides, mac and cheese, green beans, baked beans, potato salad, and more. Spend more time with the family and less time in the kitchen. Place your holiday order today by stopping in-store or calling your nearest Blue Ember Smokehouse. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, buy a Milwaukee pruning saw, circular saw, or hammer drill, and get an 18-volt battery free after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Lindbergh provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at LindberghTeam.com. That's LindberghTeam.com, where realtors go to win.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Acuff to Thomas. Open 3 from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by Sawyer's. Sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete.
Tonight's postgame coverage is also provided by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Leads the break. Carries all the way to the rim, and he dunks it with one hand.
Tune in to Hog Reaction after every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN Arkansas. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Right back here on Hog Reaction, Ty Richardson, Mac Jones. We've been talking a lot of Arkansas's 69-66 loss to Michigan State tonight. We've also popped around, talk a little football. Coaching search, always something on people's minds. We even talked a little soccer earlier. Matt, who's playing tomorrow? Who did you say is playing tomorrow?
City and Liverpool.
Okay. Is that – I had a friend that used to wake up at like 6 a.m. for that. What time is that on tomorrow, brother?
What time tomorrow? So today when I watched Tottenham and Man City, yes, that game started at 6:30 this morning. Tomorrow it's at 10:30. So you can sleep in a little bit.
You want to do that. Well, we had some good college football today. We were talking about Indiana and Penn State earlier. Kind of a lighter week. Arkansas not in action today. Matt, right now, currently LSU still down to Alabama. Prior to that game, Bama's up 20-9. That game's about to be over, and the Crimson Tide are going to pull it out. What's LSU playing next week for, man? When you think about that game, they're not going to the playoff. They just lost again to their bitter rival. What are they playing for at home at 11:45 in Baton Rouge next week, dude?
Man, they have they got a lot of expectations there at LSU. That's why I think it is. I think it's the number one job in the country.
I do too.
If every single job was open, I think that's the best job. Man, they love their football there. Their head coach is just an instant rock star. That's why I say Lane Kiffin he just fits LSU head coach. I maybe a Cliff Kingsbury goes to LSU. I don't know. You think somebody that has a little bit of an offensive mind, because there's just so much talent. You look at the receiving, you look at the running backs. They always have I mean, there's just so much talent on those teams. That's a great job.
Matt, you talk about expectations. To pull it back to this basketball team again, I expected them to lose tonight. What do you think the expectations are in year 2 under Cal collectively? I know they were picked in the preseason. I know where they were ranked in the preseason at 14th, picked 5th in the SEC, but what do you think Arkansas fans expect of his basketball team in year 2? I mean, are they already
There's a banner. It's either let's be SEC regular season champs, let's be SEC tournament champs, or let's make it to the Final Four. I think that one of those three things happens. It's a successful year. You hang a banner, you come back every 10 years. You win the SEC season, regular season championship every 10 years. That group of guys would be honored up there, and it'd be cool. And you win an SEC tournament, you get to hang a banner, and you make a Final Four. So I think one of those is just the collection of talent. One of those three.
Dan says he feels like that he wanted to lose to his friend Tom Izzo at the end. I don't think Cal's ever trying to lose. The guys just didn't execute. He did. I don't have the clip. He did criticize his own play call at the end to not send the right screen for TB, who just kind of had to force up the 3 at the tail end of the game. I do think you can learn a lot more in a loss than you can a win. Just my opinion. Don't necessarily know if that's right or not, but I like how you laid out the expectations for Arkansas. And I tend to think this team has a chance to be in the Sweet 16 Elite Eight again. If they make it to the Final Four, I'll be not just happy, but I'll be a little bit surprised just because I want to see them get to that next step. But the SEC, Matt, my gosh, I mean, what they're going to have to go through this season, at least they're going to be prepared, kind of like you would be in football and baseball. Just hope there's not injury issues like they had to deal with last year.
Yeah, every team will go through it. You're going to face adversity as the season goes on. That's just part of it. I think this team's pretty deep. I mean, there's some young guys on here, and that it will be expecting to make the jump. Their sophomore year. Seeley. Think about him next year. That dude's going to be a beast. So, and this season's so young. They're going to come together. Who knows who the starting five is going to be? How many more times do you think this group goes out there starting? I don't know. I think Carter Knox, you probably insert him into the starting lineup this next game.
You might, yeah, just depending on his health and everything. Here's Cal after the game.
No, they got 19 offensive rebounds, and 5 or 6 of them were like 1 and 2, and where we have a chance to bust away a little bit, and we couldn't. So, the guys didn't lose themselves into the team. Whatever the team needs me to do for us, we didn't play that way, and it's good for me to see, and it's good for them to see. Individually, when you do that and you're playing for yourself, it's hard. You're out there by yourself. You make a mistake, you trip over. When you lose yourself in the team, you're just doing what the team needs you to do and what you're capable of doing.
I thought DJ Wagner, Matt, not just because he had the best shooting percentage on the team at 4 and 6 outside of Pringle, going 2 and 2, knocked down 2 of 4 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line for 13 points, had 3 assists. I think DJ's just such a steady hand on this team. We saw it last year. Boogie goes down. DJ has to assume the point guard role. It is so nice for John Calipari to have him in his back pocket when it comes to just whether it's road atmospheres or other guys not scoring. DJ just kind of accept whatever role he needs to be, and if it's scoring, sometimes he can give you double digits like he did tonight.
I like Nick Pringle. I think Travion Brazile could be a first-round draft pick. A-Cuff's a baller. I just talked about Billy Richmond, how much I like him. I just talked about how the jump you're going to see from Seeley next year from being a sophomore, Carter Knox. My favorite player on the team is DJ Wagner. It's no question about it. That's our dude. We're going to go as far as DJ Wagner takes us and whatever role that leads to, but he's our guy. He's our leader. he's no question about it. He's my favorite player on the team.
Matt, you think about what he's gone through as a young man. So he's regarded as like the best point guard in college basketball, or combo guard, or whatever you list. It gets Kentucky, injury-riddled season. And then after that, he comes to Arkansas, and in his sophomore doesn't have to deal with the health issues necessarily that he had to deal with the year before, and takes over that point guard role. And now, again, it's one of the elder statesmen. I know Trevin's in his 5th year. You got some other upperclassmen. Pringles, I think it is 6th year maybe of college basketball. Maybe it's just 5. But it is nice to have those type of guys on your team, those 3 you just listed, Pringle, DJ, and Trevin. They have played a lot of college basketball over the years. And you got to nurture some of these young guys that you were just talking about.
Yeah, Trevin's got to be smarter. That's what we talked about earlier. He's a leader of this team and a guy that can't get in foul trouble. Got to be smarter. Got to lead by example out there. I think that hurts us when he's not able to be aggressive and be his self. So that's on him. If he's a senior and has all these reps about him, I mean, you can't go up there and get. So learn from it. That's all you can say. You can't really harp on it. It's over with. But if you get into a big game in the Elite Eight, you can't go out there and get 2 fouls in the first 7 minutes, or you can't get 3 early fouls and can't play. You can't help me on the bench.
You brought up Nick Pringle and him being on a Final Four roster. You played with some vets, obviously, in Jacksonville that were a part of some great teams elsewhere. What does that do in a locker room when you have a guy that, I know the Final Four isn't necessarily the mountaintop a national championship is, but I mean, you're near the peak. What does that do to a locker room to have a guy like they're in there?
Pringle's smart, man. I saw him putting Brazil in the right spot a couple times on defense and moving him along with the flow of the ball and getting him right. Pringle's a smart cookie, man. Mm-hmm. That dude, he's I like Pringle. I have only seen him play twice now. But learning about him and his history, but you can see he knows how to rotate on defense. He knows how to be in the right spot. Pringles, that's a guy I'm counting on. I mean, he's going to be you need him playing 30 minutes a night.
Whenever Cal talks about him, he talks about what you just listed out. Is he always seems to be in the right spot defensively, and that is not always an easy thing to do, especially with as good as guy can be offensive-wise in the league. So you kind of laid out what Cal's been saying about him for a while when it comes to this guy that's been making. Think about his journey. He was at Wofford, then he was at JUCO, Dodge City, I think, and then Alabama, then South Carolina, and now at Arkansas. Man, that's a lot of pit stops in college, but you're going to see more and more of that nowadays, Matt Jones.
Man, I've heard Cal talk zero this year about this team, so that's interesting. I watched the game. I can't even hear Cal when you're playing his clips today with the way we got going. So that's man. It's you watch the game, you see how it goes. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's he has been very vocal, very positive about Nick Pringle, and hopefully he can be a part of maybe a special run for this Arkansas basketball team. All right, we got one final segment coming up. It's Hog Reaction. Matt Jones, Ty Richardson. More after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer's, and by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's ham-pattied burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Black Friday deals start now at Yeager's. Save $50 on the Stihl MS250 18-inch bar chainsaw, now only $379.99. Blackstone Iron Forged 2-burner outdoor griddle is $279.99. And Craftsman 9-gallon wet dry vac, now $59.99 after $20 instant savings. That's great Black Friday savings every day in November on hundreds of items at Yeager's. Order online and pick up in 15 minutes at all 5 Yeager's locations. Yeager's Ace Hardware. Real help, real savings.
Valley Family Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Acuff to Thomas, open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete.
Tonight's postgame coverage is also provided by Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
Leads the break. Gary's all the way to the rim, and he dunks it with one hand.
Tune into Hog Reaction after every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN Arkansas. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
All right, final segment. Ty Richardson, Matt Jones here on Hog Reaction. We really appreciate the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Rudy's Barbecue, and Sawyer Sunrooms being a part of our post-game coverage all basketball season long. And, Matt, as we wrap it up here tonight, man, anything that we haven't touched on basketball-wise or just from the day of sports festivities you think is important here at about 10:17 p.m.?
Oh man, what a day, and what a fun day. A lot of chalk today in the SEC. Get a little soccer tomorrow. Get a little NFL. It was a weird week in the NFL last year. You had the thing down in Dallas where a young man lost his life, and then you have the Antonio Brown thing going on. It was a weird NFL week last week. But man, if you're a Razorback fan, what an exciting time to be a basketball fan. This team, man, this team is going to be as good as they want to be because the talent's there. It's just, can you put in the work? Can you put in the time? What's your desire? How much do they want to fight? But as far as the talent, man, this team's got the talent.
Yeah, they do. An early loss on the road to a really quality basketball team, top 25 team that unless something crazy happens, is going in the NCAA tournament. It doesn't make. But this is what happened, Matt. It's compounded from football, right? I mean, you hadn't won a football game since the first week of September. And, yes, you did beat Southern earlier this week, but it's Southern. It's not Michigan State. You hadn't beat anyone of note or consequence lately. So Arkansas fans are restless and frustrated. And I don't blame them. 2 months, basically, without a significant win in football or basketball, I don't blame some fans for being mad tonight.
Well, yeah, if you're looking at that, I guess, but when you're looking at the macro and you're trying to look at the whole thing as an entirety, this is a good basketball team.
Yeah, no
Michigan
question.
State's a good basketball team, man. I know they don't. You got to be able to shoot it in March, I think, to really advance to the Final Four. So I don't think they shoot it good enough, but they could be streaky. We shoot it good enough. We weren't aggressive enough in the second half and didn't really play. We played better defense in the first half. So I think there's things to work on. It's not like we went up there and Michigan State beat us by 17. I'm kind of. I mean, what I saw tonight, I like, man. The team, they played hard.
You lost by 3. You had a chance to tie it up at the tail end of the game. You had 2 chances, really, and just weren't able to do so. Arkansas is going to have some other non-conference opportunities with Houston, with Texas Tech, with Duke, with Louisville. I mean, you've got 4 other marquee non-conference games remaining on your schedule, plus some other ones sprinkled there as well in Bud Walton Arena. So it should be a fun non-conference season. If you can go, Matt, 2-2 in those games, I think you're pretty happy if you're Cal heading into the SEC conference play at the beginning of January.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to win every game. You're trying to learn from it. You're trying to grow. You're trying to gel. You're trying to figure each other out. The amount of money that you put in on this team, the amount of talent this there. It's banner or bust. That's what it should be. I mean, it's SEC regular season title, SEC tournament championship, or Final Four. Like, you gotta. This team, there's just too much talent in the way they do it. I think I wouldn't be surprised if this team did one of those things.
It'd be nice if you could raise a banner after basketball or during the midst of basketball season, preferably at the beginning of April. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Hog Reaction. Matt Jones, always fun. First inaugural Hog Reaction of the 2025-2026 basketball season. Matt, we got several more of these to go. Excited to be a part of these with you and the rest of our staff, man.
Oh, dude, it's a joy when it's a good product, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, you got to do these football ones, and it's like that's what I get. And at least this is a good product out here, man. I'm digging it.
Well, I agree. For Matt Jones, I'm Ty Richardson. Everyone have a great rest of your Saturday night. Stay warm. Going to be a little cold front these next few days in Arkansas before it gets warm again. And we'll talk to you Monday morning, Chuck and Bo, bright and early, 6 a.m.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, Sawyer's, and by
Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue.
For over 50 years.